Alright, we do folks, your boy Marcus 1225 numbers after the name. A little Wasteland Wednesday, a little murder game. Y'all already know how we do over here. Using the STG over here. This is from us from early on. This was probably like even pre like that first patch kind of footage over here, man. So it's a little bit dated over here, but I wanted to push it out anyway, man, because I thought it was a pretty fun game over here. I want to talk about this map a little bit, man. So this is one of the beta maps that we had. Ardennes Forest. Huge battle. That took place over there, Battle of the Bulge, if memory serves me right. Don't 100% quote me, but memory serves me right. But basically, it was in the winter. It was in December, I believe, or yeah, December, late November, December, late November. One of those. Maybe late November, mid-November, something along those lines. The Germans decided to go on the offensive through the Ardennes Forest like they did 4 or 5 years earlier, when they managed to take over all France, and they put a little bit of dent, but it wasn't enough. By the way, that has nothing to necessarily do with the map over here. 3-lane map. Once again, this is kind of a 3-lane map. Maybe a little bit of a circular 3-lane map to a certain extent, just if you kind of look at the overall shape of it. But a 3-lane map nonetheless, with 2 main spawns that kind of have their own deep protective areas. This one where I kind of spawned that was, to me, is the more exposed out of the 2. You kind of have 2 sides where people kind of come from. I guess 3 if you look down the middle. But there, you kind of really have to step out in order to get popped. Whereas on the other side, you could spawn sometimes, and dudes could be looking at you like in a second. Like, you literally take a couple steps, and you're right out in the open. So to me, the spawn where we just came out over here, the one I'm looking at right now, is the safer out of the 2. But the other one does have the most options, and is my personal favorite because of all the different paths you can kind of take in and out of it. So I usually like to play this bunker house MG side. Sometimes you'll run into dudes with the MG, sometimes they're good and they'll pop you, sometimes they'll be looking at something else and they'll miss you, and you can flank them and it's pretty tight. Sometimes I'll even hop on the MG myself, like you saw me at the beginning of the game, and pop a couple people. I believe you actually get like a couple extra points if you do that, something along those lines, so that's pretty cool. I'm always down for that. But to me, it's just another way of getting a kill in this game, and you can't stay on it too long. Obviously, people know that. I've gotten sniped countless times on it. It's a head glitch spot. You know, people, if they are going to hit you, they're gonna hit you in the dome, and that will probably kill you. That's kind of how that whole thing works over there. But it's good to kind of like pick up a kill, and that's kind of it. Talking about yesterday's video, man, where I mentioned about the power of the bayonet, man. That bayonet is real, son. It's real in the field. And you can see over here we kind of pushed up in this spawn. This isn't really 100% of a normal thing. Normally I don't really get the spawn flip over here. Normally they'll kind of keep spawning in and out. And I'll kind of just keep trying to play side by side. I like playing on this side of the spawn over here, the rock side. To me, that's a pretty good and powerful head glitch over here, especially if I got like a submachine gun, like a PPSH over there, a Thompson. But mainly I play this map with assault rifles, and even so you can kind of play it that way. Assault rifles, long range aside. So I'll do this, I'll play this map with the STG. I'll play this map with the FG42, and lately I've been playing with the bar, and I've kind of had mixed success with it. I'm still, you know, it's going to take me a little bit of a while, but I'm still getting used to the bar. Not 100% sure how amazing it is, even though I've heard it's apparently really amazing. But still kind of getting used to it over here. This house is pretty tight, man. 2 entrances over here if you don't include the windows or whatnot. I usually like to also, when going from side to side, I don't normally just go down the middle here. I'll pretty much all the time, kind of, not all the time, but most of the time, I'll go through the cave. I find it safer, and I'll take my sweet time going through the cave too. Because I want to see if anyone's kind of flanking around, or if I can catch anyone over there. On the ruin side of things, I try not to go there too often. I've had a lot of ass kickers on the ruin side. I believe if I were to like play with the bayonet on like the whole time, like assault rifle and whatnot, like I said, I've kind of been trying to get that mountain prestige and whatnot. It'd be a little bit better on the ruin side because I often feel like I have a dude like right in front of me. But to me, there's, and maybe not, maybe they are the same amount of options from each side. But to me, this side has less options, a little bit less complicated. Whereas the ruin side is just a ton of options on every which way you could go. And I always feel like I picked the wrong one. Whether I go up high, it's like that little ruin, or whether I go down low and I'm trying to play that. I do like sometimes flanking through in and out of the middle and the side views, I guess, of the map. And that's something that's in all these maps in this game. There's your 3-lane structure, like up, down, you know, that's all pretty standard. But left and right is where you're really going to get the bulk of your people, where you're not paying attention. So, for example, if I push up a little bit further up over here, maybe I'll go and, after I get this tag over here, look over here to the right. Thank you. Good. Glad I did. But in this case, there wasn't anybody there. But sometimes I'll catch somebody who's moving over to the MG nest or in the cave looking over there, and you can get them that way. And similarly, from the other side of the bunker, if you look over to that right side, you'll catch that. And also people in the ruins that come out of mid-ruins, you kind of see people going in and out over there, and you can catch them a little bit off guard if you're playing that right. And most people aren't looking to the sides, and that's kind of an easy kill. As long as you manage to, get shots on target or whatnot. It's a pretty simple kill over here. This is me just kind of waiting. I'm like, I've had some good success over here. What's going on over here? There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that, man. If you see the dudes just keep funneling in and out of there, just keep popping them over here. It also is pretty cool to control this spawn over here. A lot of people, what they'll do is they'll kind of come from that backside over there, the rock and the bridge kind of area, and they'll just walk straight. And if you're kind of on the opposite side of this cave where I'm at, you can really catch those guys peeking over there before they even know it hit them. And sometimes we'll even dip in there, and you can catch them as they're running towards you. It makes it even a little bit easier to pop them down. So there's a ton of options as to how to play this map. My biggest piece of advice, and I think a submachine gun would do pretty well on this map, and it might not even be, and I might switch at some point to Thompson MP4 when I get a little bit better of it. But the way I play it and how I play those kind of side bunker areas, I'm enjoying my time with an assault rifle, ideally an automatic assault rifle, which kind of can allow you to deal with shots up close. But I'm almost tempted to try it out with an M1 Garand, man, and I've kind of been experimenting a little with that M1 Garand. I need a little more time to have a full opinion on it over here. It's not necessarily the best weapon because just the amount of bullets in the clip, it's like 8 or something like that. But 2-shot kills is pretty powerful, and if you manage to set yourself up in good positions at long range, you can put in some work over here, man. So keep all that kind of in mind when you head yourself into the Ardennes forest. Your boy Marcos, man. Deuces.